Okay, I think that I am actually finally live. So, yeah, I think I'm good. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best to talk. I don't think I need to hear. I don't need. Yeah, I don't think I need these, and everything else seems to be doing okay. So I'm going to just use this particular screen. Okay, so last week I didn't do one. I'm sorry. It was just crazy last week. A lot of things were happening. Last week, well, the last update allowed like, all right. If you want to know what happened, like my last video log, go back to that. And actually, I think it's not even the 26th week. I think it's the 27th week because I missed a week. It's a 17th video log, but it is officially because I missed a week. So I'm gonna have to change that on the thing of like right here. All right, so that really doesn't make much of a difference. And I'm sorry if anybody's trying to communicate with me while I know I can actually see both. Okay, so rather than me yammering at the mouth, let me get to a lot of things that's been going on. Obviously the world's gone fucking crazy. Let alone the fact that the government just like, oh yeah, by the way, through all the COVID-19, the riots, the race wars, everything else, aliens actually did exist. They probably still do, and here's all the information we have about it. And at this point, people are like, we do not care. We do not give two shits or there is no calculator known to man that will calculate the amount of fucks being able to give about that right now with everything else going on. So yeah, like this is crazy, and it's been a crazy past 2 weeks. Not just like on a global scale, but also on my own personal life too. And if you want to know more details about what was going on with my life 2 weeks ago, watch the last live stream there. But to find out what's going on now, this is stuff that's going on now. Well, the race stuff definitely has me a little bit not like torn. Torn is the best word to more or less kind of use in this situation. Mainly because I do live in a predominantly white area, so it's not like and I understand that the people that know me love me. People who know me as a person love me as a person, and they don't have any open bias to anybody that I know of who happens to be black or anybody like they don't seem to be that kind of people. But it's always like the small things that kind of make me kind of go like like oh that's that's interesting. It is not like just like complete on the racist side, like, oh yeah, I can't wait to hang somebody. Like it's not anything like that. It's just sometimes some of the things that are just kind of like not said in the slide, but just kind of said without like like things people say in the living rooms, like in family, like where they think it's gonna be like cool and safe. So like a lot of times it's just kind of like I have to understand if I'm here overhearing something. First of all, I'm overhearing. Second of all, it doesn't make them completely bad because of some experience they may or may not have that makes them sour to that. But at the same time, I want to be able to improve people's ideals on just because somebody happens to be a demographic doesn't mean that they're the stereotype of what their demographic is said to be. Granted, we kind of like I see it across the board, not just for blacks, Hispanics, Asians, white people too. Like it's there is stereotypes across the board, and I just want people. I guess in my circle, the only thing I really want people to really do is just see me for me. Look at the things that I do and try not to judge me. Be like, oh, you're just like everybody else. Like even whenever I had an ex girlfriend who would always go be like, oh, you're just like your father and all that other stuff. I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that. don't say things like to me like saying like, oh, you're just like your father. But especially in that kind of tone. But even if it's like in a funny thing, like, oh, then you're just kind of like overriding their own like existence by saying like, okay, you act like somebody else you pretty much don't have a connection with. So like I definitely I am very much a found a fond believer of something that Michael has more or less instilled in all of us, the idea that we are who we choose to be, who we want to be. So oh okay. So judge us by that. Judge us by who we are rather than there we go. Judge us by who we are rather than like, oh, you wear these kind of clothes, this is who you are. and we're just gonna judge you solely on that. Or like this is your skin tone. We're gonna judge you solely on that. Like I want people to be able to. I'm sorry, I realize there's no music. Let me turn that back on. I want people to be able to, how Martin Luther King said, judge people not by the color of their skin, but by the the effort of their work and their merit. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the exact words, but it's the idea of like judge people by who they are, not by like some kind of stereotypical guideline that really shouldn't even exist. Matter of fact, earlier actually a couple days ago, I got into an online argument with somebody who was kind of like, make the police feel uncomfortable, go to their house, know who their kids are, this, that, and everything else. I'm like, whoa, that's way too far. That's like you're talking about disturbing people's livelihoods, like people who are. Not all cops are bad, and I'm saying that not because people are people. That's it. Once you start categorizing people, putting them, generalizing them, we're doing the exact same thing that the protests are about. We're doing the opposite of what they're protesting. Once we're generalizing people, once we're doing the thing that we get angry about, we are then setting everything back. I do, and then what I said to the guys, like, I believe that there has to be a different way. There has to be a different way than you trying to make, knowing where police officers live and letting the world know these are where police officers live. This is where they rest their heads. This is where the kids go to school. This is supposed to be their safe haven. Let's make them feel comfortable. I'm like, there has to be another way. It's like I never said that anybody should be hostile. I'm like, but that's what's going to happen. But he had his own suit of followers who are just kind of like, oh, your head's up your ass and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, I understand what you're saying. You're saying this. You're saying that, there's a situation and we have to do something. And I get that. But I'm saying that disturbing people, and people like, they should just quit their jobs. I'm like, that's not a job. That's not like I'm flipping burgers at McDonald's. That's not like being a cop is not something that I can pick up and let go. It's a career choice. It's something that you have to find for years. Like being a soldier is not like, oh yeah, just quit being a soldier. Yeah, I guess you could, but like if you've been in the force for so many years, why? Because some people messed up and make you look bad. It's still, like is all of that again. I won't get too much into it. I already put more than 5 minutes, which is more time than I wanted to. But just all this stuff is just it's just a lot of stress. So I've been trying to fall back on certain things, and I have to admit the stress of all the world things was actually starting to get to me. And I think it was Tuesday. I was just kind of like, you know what? I was seeing certain things in the circles I was in. I was seeing some of the things that I was doing, and I was just kind of like, I really need to reevaluate how I'm associating myself with the people around me. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna stop talking to certain people. One of the people that not stop talking to. No, there was one person I was gonna stop talking to, but there was another person who I was worried that maybe I was being too forward, and I don't want to be too pushy when it comes to people, because I know that I'm a lot to take sometimes. Which is usually whenever someone was like, "Oh yeah, want to hang out?" I'm like, "Do you have something for me to do? Like, are you asking me to come and do a job? And is it a job that I can do? It's not that I can't help you, not because I don't want to be your friend, but because I really am only good at doing things, at least in my opinion, in my own eyes." And I was thinking that, all right, so with the situation with Bunny, I was like, okay, maybe I'm hoping for something that I don't think I'm able to, how am I supposed to, how did I see it before? I saw that I was pushing for something that maybe I wasn't just going to get. Maybe I didn't know how to get, and that maybe I was going to mess it up, and all these different fears. I'm like, you know what? Take a huge step back. I'm sure that Bunny won't even notice. She probably won't, and it's not like I'm going to, it wasn't like I was just going to disappear. I was mainly just going to, not be as pushy, I guess. Not be as assertive. Just kind of like, oh, I'm always here if you need me. I'm always here if you message me. And I was going to do this virtual with everybody else. Like, you want to hang out? That's cool. I don't necessarily do that. If I have time, I will. I'm not going to chase anybody down for anything. I'll make sure you don't have a reason to chase me down. One of those things. I'm like, all right, well, if you need to talk to me, then you know how to get a hold of me. If if you want to hang out, then you might have to find some other person to do that with, because I have a lot of things going on. And I was really going to take a step back in that sense. Not like, oh, I'm going to drop communications and delete people off my friends list or whatever. It was just going to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to put as much effort into X, Y, or Z. And then Bunny made a post, and the post, like, obviously I can't read it to you, but I can definitely tell you how it made me feel. Like, I was just kind of like, all right, two emotions, like, wow, like that's amazing. Like, I did that. I pulled him. Wow, I like that. All of that, like, all of that was how I felt. And I also felt like I'm a dick. I was about to just like completely fall back on, like, once again, not distance myself, but just more or less kind of go, I will not put more effort into something and expect something to come back on my own merit. Like, if it's kind of like, if I throw this ball back, it's their choice whether they throw the ball back to me. I can't just keep throwing balls over there. Like, oh, one of these balls are gonna come over. Like, I just had to like stop and be like, okay, one ball. I got other things to do. I can't just be throwing balls over the fence all day. And but as I turn my back, a ball comes over. I'm like, huh. So like, it's good. It's good that Bunny did something like she was just like, with all, like she was even saying, with all the things going on, I know that people are kind of like, yeah, about certain things, but there's this guy and he's not that bad. Give this guy, like, and she was saying that she and Princess were, they look at me as a person that is close to them. And I'm trying to say words without saying words, but it was just good. Just take my word for it. It was really great words. And I was just like, oh, wow, that's just great. That really was. And I felt like a jackass for kind of like feeling that, okay, well, maybe I should just not be as, maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree. Maybe I'm putting too much effort into something that isn't gonna really give a return, and I shouldn't be bugging people like that. So yeah, like that brightened up my week tremendously. And on top of that, Princess had a birthday party, and I was invited. I met Bunny's relatives. I met some of Bunny's friends. And there was a situation, actually, and this is one of the things that Bunny mentioned in the post, saying that there was a situation where Princess wanted to play in a puddle because she saw her aunt play in the puddle. And Michael, in my mind, like, I can't even say, like, I guess to sound normal, I would say in my mind, but it's not like that for me. But anyway, so Michael was like, yo, what are you doing? Go play with her. And I'm like, I'm a grown adult. I got clothes on. I'm not going to jump in the puddle. And then he was like, he reminded me of the time that him and my ex-wife did that. Like he's like my brother. So like he got her to jump into a puddle because sometimes you can't be serious. Sometimes you have to allow your walls to come down if you want people to trust you. And sometimes you have to be able to put yourself on the line and do something that you're not familiar with to let them know that you're going to be there. And then he was like, do you want to be there? Actually, he was like, do you want to be there or do you want to be in the puddle? But like, he was like, do you want to be there? And I was like, yeah. It's like, well, does she want to be in the puddle? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, then I guess you know what you need to do. So I went over there, took off my shoes and my socks, and I, played in the puddle, like dancing in the rain. And it was like, what? It was Bunny, and it was Bunny's father. I think Bunny's sister was out there too. And they're watching this grown man playing in the puddle. With Princess, this little girl there, on her birthday. So, in my mind, I was like, okay, what was her birthday? And she wanted to play in the puddle. I could do that. And Bunny was all like, that was amazing. And I was like, I just played in water. And Bunny was like, not many people would have done that. The fact that you did means a lot. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know. Oh no, I'm in a good mood. So and that's been carrying my good mood all week. So obviously, to say things but not say things, things are going in a better direction. The path has been chosen, and I'm going towards that direction. So that's good. Granted, I'm gonna say this: I felt guilty. And you'd be like, "Oh, Nick, why would you feel guilty?" And I feel guilty because what the fuck was that? I'm not sure if any of you guys heard, but it was maybe some pipes. I don't know what the. I heard something that sounded like a hiss, and my instant thought was like snake. But I'm like, we don't live in that area anymore. I'm like, okay, tarantula. I'm like, first of all, we don't live in that area anymore, and if we did, this whole house would have to be burned down. Like I don't mean that. Like I'll also be like, hey guys, we need to get up because like there might be a tarantula up in here. Kill a fire before it spreads, kind of thing. But it almost sounded like a hiss, and I'm not about that. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm really happy. I really am. And lately, I guess one of the things, like obviously, for people who know me and how I behave and how I act, this is a lot more upbeat, a lot more sillier, a lot more casual than I usually am, and that's because working on a new thing when it comes to like the DID. It's more, it's still incorporation, but it's more of it like an integration too. Working on trying to work together and not have how did Doc say it? For all of us to more or less be on similar pages at the very least. Maybe not on the same page, but similar pages, so that we can kind of just like work off each other rather than it be such a contrast to each other. And this week has been doing well. Like I've especially in the household. Me and my little sister have definitely like connected a lot more since I'm not all serious in the things that get done. I'm also talkative and intellectual. Well, not intellectual. I'm able to form sentences a little bit better, and I don't look like I don't know, a bum, I guess. I don't look like, I don't sound like a bum. So like it. I swear to. Somebody's gonna jump out. I'm not about it. I'm really not about it. Really not about it. So but yeah, all good things. All good things. Oh, better thing. Not really all good things, but better things. I got my tire fixed. Actually, I got that fixed. So the tire pop, I talked about that in the last video that I did, and I got it replaced. It took about $12 to get. Oh, the $40 Big D helped me out with. I'm gonna pay him back when I get my next paycheck. To get the tire put onto the rim, to get it balanced and everything else, cost me about $12. Cool. I found out then that my tire rod end needs to be replaced. So working on that. So that's gonna be an interesting little project, depending on how big or small that is. It depends whether I do it or not, or I send it to a garage. So yeah, yay. Also, OpR, for those of you who know what OpR is, for those of you who don't, I call me and figuring out how to successfully relocate from where I am now to another location. And I mean that with all the services that I have. I mean that with the legacy project. I mean that with everything else that I'm connected with, meaning financially. Just being able to be like, pick the right place, the best location to move on. Like, cause like, yeah, like kind of like I can move anywhere. I can move anywhere. I can move to the park bench out there, or I can move to an apartment down like in three towns over, next state over. The thing is that really the best action? Is that really the best move? And if it isn't the best move, what can we do to make it the best move? So I looked at that apartment about 2-3 weeks ago, and people who I showed it to, some of you guys that seen it, were like, "Oh, that looks like a nice apartment," and it was. I still dream about that apartment. I didn't get it. You know how I know I didn't get it? I didn't get a call back. I've been calling them every week for the past 3 to 4 weeks, and I haven't gotten back a single phone call, not a single one. And it's so depressing because I really like that apartment. I really did. I tremendously like that apartment. So so me not getting it really kind of, it didn't hurt. Like the word hurt doesn't seem to be accurate. But it did just kind of, I don't know. I just didn't. Oh, my shirt. My other shirt. Like I told you guys, I have like plenty of white shirts. That's what I always wear. But yeah, like it just means that we need to go back to hitting the ground running again, looking for another apartment that happens to fit all of our needs and everything else like that. So really disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. Hunter's motivating me. My one friend Hunter, he's definitely like, you know, hey, you got this, get it done. You know, shit. He's actually moving too. Not we're not even in the same area, so it's not like we can like move in together. That wouldn't even be a thing. Wouldn't no. Not because I don't care for the guy. Like he's such a cool guy, person. I own one. I know I own one, but it's mainly because I am beyond that point in life. So is he. Like we're not at the age that we would have roommates. At this point in our lives, we should be able to move forward. We should be able to be adults, stand on our own 2 feet, and you know make things happen. And I'm gonna do that. I am going to do that. That is Operation R, to stand up on my own too and make things happen. So, hopefully without trying to overthink things, because just me, I probably would have just gotten a place, but like just you know, we find a way to make it work. But there's a better way. So there's that. 1 second, guys. And no, I'm not looking for nothing. I lied. I'm not looking for nothing, but I did hit the wall to make sure that nothing was going to hit back at me. If it did, I would have been like, yep, burning down. Burning down the house. I'm actually looking for my lighter. But I really want to sit there. Not because I'm stressed, but because like after I'm probably going to go straight to bed. Because tomorrow I will be most likely taking Chuck down to be picked up for a business trip that he's going on. I'm almost glad I don't go to them anymore, but at the same time, I'm kind of sad I don't go to them anymore. I used to be his personal driver for those. And don't get me wrong. Like if you were to come like, hey, do you want to go? No, I got things to do. But there is a part of me that's kind of like, you know, that kind of wishes that, you know, we could still go. I am. That was Jay asking like, hey, we can still watch 9-9. I'm like, I was wondering, I'm still in the middle of this. I got a couple of things to try to catch up on. Like he likes watching TV every day, and I'm like, I'm a gamer, so I play video games every day, and that's my thing. And like, you know, I might every now and again kind of go like, yo, you know, try out this video game, you might like it. But like, I know that whenever I do that with Jay, he's like, you know, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's understandable. That's reasonable. And this is my Zippo. I'm gonna just have to use that. Work. Don't look directly in the light. Okay, it kind of worked. But I don't like watching TV every night, to tell you the truth. Like, granted, it's only like an hour of TV, but it's just kind of and don't get me wrong, I like the show sometimes, but like, to stop everything that I'm doing just to watch TV for an hour is like. But I do it because he's my friend, and even though, you know, he watches TV a lot himself, he's kind of like a, you know, media trivia guru kind of thing. even though that's his thing, and I respect him and his thing. And I also know that, I don't know why he likes spending time with me. I'm not anything. I don't know why anybody likes spending time with me. I'm not exactly anything like, special or fun, or like, I'm not like the life of the party. That's definitely more of a James thing. I'm definitely like the guy that, like, yo, I need this. You think you can figure out a way to, like, all right, let's figure it out. Let's do something about it, because I'm the doer. But someone, like, there's a lot of people in my own circle that are like, oh, we wish that you spent more time with us. I'm like, why? I'm not that fun. And yet there are always people that like, and the same people are kind of going like, yeah, you're actually a pretty fun person. You're a cool person. I don't mean to just keep going and going. Last week, a friend of mine from my parenting class back in the day, hit me up like, yeah, you got a couple minutes? Can you come up to the park? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I assumed something was going on, because usually when people hit me up, it's because something's going on. So I get into my car, which is something like, yeah, just down the chair, which is not something I do. Like, I don't just get into my car because someone's like, yeah, I usually kind of ask them, like, yo, talk to me over the, whatever medium we're currently talking to. And she was like, well, it needs to be face to face. I'm like, all right, usually face to face is a lot more serious. So I get in my car, I drive down. I'm like, hey, look, what's going on? What's up? And she's like, I'm just bored. And I'm like, okay. Okay. You know what? Why? Well, I mean, why not? Why not? Because we actually did connect pretty well when we were in parenting class. We were able to share a lot of notes, compare a lot of notes, because of similarities, not in family dynamic, but more or less like, in certain aspects of family, we were able to connect. And like, I learned a lot from her, and she learned a lot from me. So we did have a friend, I don't want to overstep and say friendship. I'm not saying that it's not a friendship, but like, we did, I'm using the wrong words. We shared a bond, maybe, is that the right word? So like when she was like, yeah, I just want to talk. Like, I just want another adult here, because it's a park and there's a bunch of kids. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Let's talk about adulting. Crazy weather, right? Like we ended up talking a little bit. But I was like, why me out of like anybody else? She's like, well, unlike a lot of people that I know, you actually smile. And I'm like, I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing my life wrong, because I didn't used to always smile. But maybe this week. But she said I smiled. I don't know. Maybe when I was doing the parenting class, I always had the girls in mind. As in, at that time, I was dating Danielle, and Danielle had 2 kids. And obviously, I was thinking about my son Xavier. So like, when I'm in class, I'm thinking about the things that make me happy. Granted, not Danielle's kids were not my kids, but like, I kind of saw them as that. So I'm like, yeah, my kids. And then I'm doing this for my son. So like, I was always kind of like, and I'm going somewhere to learn how to do what I like doing, like being a parent, I guess, better. So like, that's definitely a good thing. Wait 2 seconds. Go 2 seconds. But I'm getting off track again. Sorry, therapy and all that. So what's next on this list? So me and A got to watching episode 3, I believe. Yeah, because I think the first episode of the many sides of Jane was introducing us to Jane and her different parts. The second one was about relationships, and the third one now is about motherhood, which hit me. Granted, yeah, motherhood, fatherhood, different aspect, but it's still the idea of being a parent with a mental health condition. So watching how, like, the similarities, especially, and just watching everything, it was informative to not just me. Yeah, I'm always going to be looking, so. But not just me, but like to all our parts, the personas that I am, and the group of personas that I am part of for us. So I made a video, and apparently so did like 2 others, and they labeled it the many sides of us. So I'm hoping I can get that done. I've been busy this weekend. Friday and Saturday I helped Sue with yard work. That took like all day. I mean, it was mostly me. Not only me, just mostly, because I can actually bend over, do those kind of things. Granted, thank God for headphones, because I think if I didn't have headphones, I probably would have, like, lost my temper more. Like I was just, and luckily I was alone, because, like, I do the best work when I'm alone with headphones. Like, I can just focus on the job, get that done, and be like, oh, 8 hours passed. Actually, it was more like 5, and like by the fifth one, I think my right foot was cramping up really bad, and like so I kept going for like another hour after that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping I can actually get that out by Wednesday, because I don't think I'll be able to get to it by tonight. Trying to make my ramblings make sense, kind of thing. Harder than it seems. Harder than it seems. Like when I'm talking, I'm like, oh yeah, this makes sense. And when I listen back to it, I'm like, I sound like an idiot. What else? Something I've been trying to do for Second Chance Gaming. Been dragging my feet on that one. I wanted June to be the month that I get it done. I didn't get it done, and I'm really disappointed in myself in that. I'm gonna try to get it done. Hopefully this week, because I only have one part to do out of this 3-part thing that I want to do. I'm on the last part. I just need to do it. I need to sit down, spend 3, 4, 5 hours editing this one thing and do it. Post it all 3 of them on the same day. Like, I'm done. Done. But I hate being lazy about it. For the past couple weeks, for about like 2 months, I think now, me and Hunter have been doing this thing called the rivalry scrimmage, where we will go head to head on video games that we have, and I am losing. Like, alright, so we have 4 games. I think I talked about this before: Rainbow Six, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and Tekken 7. And Dragon Ball FighterZ, for the past couple times that we played it, I haven't put a score up on the board at all. Like, complete annihilation. Same thing for Yu-Gi-Oh. And like, it's weird. Like, after we're done with the competition, we just play for funsies. Yeah, funsies. Like, I actually started like, yo, I'm getting better. Like, so apparently I need some kind of like, you know, like training before for the day of. So yeah, so that's that. But I don't mind losing when it's him, because first of all, I've been talking, like, prior to that, we really haven't had much time to talk. I'm always busy with everything else, and he's busy doing his thing. So like, we really didn't have much time to kind of like, you know, reach out to each other. So it was good. It's good that we do this, you know. So like, even if I lose, I'm like, yo, I still win, because I still get to kind of spend time with one of my favorite people in the world. So it's still cool. Is this the last thing we need to talk about? Because I realized I went over my 30-minute mark. And I think my internet dropped for like a second. I was really worried. I'm not. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up by saying these last few things. So luckily I got the paperwork from the courthouse. They're allowing me an extension to be able to do the paperwork properly and better. So, you know, man, whatever. Whatever, man. You know what? I'm cleaning up my room tomorrow with like a hazmat suit. Like, full body protection, bulletproof vest, maybe a helmet or 2. So whatever is in here, I do not. I'll fight a person. Small furry things though, you can't punch them past. Hold on. All right, so I talked to the. I actually have a contact down there, someone who I can talk to directly at the office and be like, okay, well, this is the paperwork. What do I need to do? I have it done. I just need to be able to turn it in. I'm gonna go over it real quick with A next time I see her, and then that day we're gonna mail it out. And so I'm gonna see A about it, have her look it over. We're gonna call Dawn, like, hey, this is what we have. Is there anything else we need? Most likely send that out the day of. So this week is that pack is gonna be sent out. So I'm really excited about that. Last week was Xavier's birthday. Whew. It sucks not being with him, but like, I still try, you know. On his day, I said happy birthday. Thanks to my friend Kitty and her family, I was able to get my son a scooter, which I'm paying her back whenever I get my next paycheck. Well, I didn't have the money for it. Like, I saw it, I'm like, oh, I really want to get that. She's like, do you need help paying for them? Like, I don't like people helping me. I'm like, if I can't do it, then I don't deserve it. She's like, look, we'll make it happen. You can pay us back whenever, like, as soon as you can. I'm like, yeah, as soon as I can, because I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So he got a new scooter. I gave him the movie, the Pokemon Detective Pikachu thing. He's gonna get, he has that. And I ordered a bracelet, but I ordered it wrong, and it's coming here. At least it should have been here already. So, you know, I need to look into that tomorrow because I wasn't able to reach anybody today. What else? Xavier's birthday was last week. The reason I'm mentioning that again because the week prior to that is his mother's birthday, and the week prior to that is mine. It's like it's a weird not trifecta, because trifecta is a negative term, but it's a weird month for me, and especially during like the week of her birthday, it's hard for me. It's especially hard for me. Especially, it's weird because the week before that is decent. Sometimes it's bad. Like last year, my birthday week was bad because like no one really remembered my birthday, but like Jay, and this is Josh. I just call him Jay, and you know, the week before her birthday week is my birthday, so it's, you know, it's kind of touring calls. But then there's his week, which is like, you know, oh, it's great, but then it's like, you know, but I don't get to spend physical time with you. But hopefully by next year that would change. So he got a scooter, he got the movie, and he's going to get the bracelet. So, like, you know, that's all good. So I talked for about 40 minutes, which is 10 minutes more than I kind of wanted to, but, you know, it's okay. I talked about a lot of things that made me happy this week. Bunny, obviously. Hunter, obviously. Jade, okay, so I made a post about, prior to me coming up with the idea of doing the many sides of us, about, yeah, I've been watching the many sides of Jeanne, and, you know, really cool, really awesome, and everything else. And the actual, like, Jeanne, that's my phone. Jeanne saw my post and liked it. I'm like, yo, that's awesome. That's the second time that I got close enough. Like, no. All right, so that's, no, yeah. All right, so the first time I met somebody who was kind of famous was, there's a TV show called Black and White, and where a white family got, not cosmetics, like makeup, a really great makeup to make them look black, and the black family got makeup to make themselves look white. Sounds very, you know, yeah, but like it was really good. I loved every episode that I was able to watch. I even have the DVD set back here. So like when I was in college, they actually came to the university for a Q&A, and I loved it. I got pictures with them. It was great. I'm hoping maybe in some way, shape, or form we get to meet Jeanne and her parts. Like, that would be great. That'd be awesome. That'd be tremendous. That'd be groundbreaking. It'd be like humans making touch, like, you know, coming in contact with aliens, and that might be a thing now since the government's like, yeah, by the way, aliens are a thing. UFOs are a thing, and this is the documentations we have of it. So yeah, that's something that's pretty cool. I made a post a while ago about The Rookie because Nathan Fillion is in that, and I made a post like I love the show. Like I love The Rookie, and apparently one of the executive producers for the show saw my post, thumbs up. That was awesome too. Also, another YouTuber actually. I was listening to this song because I've been playing this game called Control. I've been listening to this song called slide into the void based upon the game. And I was listening to it, and I'm like, I'm gonna share this and I'm gonna give my opinion about it. And I wrote down I love this song, and listening to the song before playing the game was great, but now after playing the game, experiencing the game, I'm like, I'm actually catching, oh, he said that, and that was said in the game, and this reference is said in the lyrics. That actually, it sounds like just word, but it actually means this, and it was really cool. And I posted that, and he actually replied back, and it was like, when he was trying to, when he was composing, making the song, he wanted it to be both something that people who haven't played the game be like, I wonder what this thing's about. And people who have played the game to kind of go, oh, I recognize this, I recognize that. So, like, what I was feeling was more or less exactly what he was aiming for. And it was really awesome to be able to touch, like, even in a digital sense, to be able to touch another content creator. And, for that, I'm sorry. I'm always going to be looking at channels that move too fast. But yeah, that was just really cool. And it's just been a really cool week. I all smiles. What else has been going on? Nope. I helped Danny and her kids do laundry this week because for some reason for the whole 3-4 days they didn't Danielle needs an actual nurse because of a condition that she has. And there were, for some reason, the entire weekend she had none. So there's certain things that she was like, okay, well, I gotta do this. And there's obviously certain things that she cannot do. And she was like, can you help me? I'm like, yeah, definitely I can help you. So that was cool. A little bit on the heartbreak inside because once again I'm with Danielle and I'm with her kids, and her kids like, Nick, we miss you. And I'm like, I miss you girls too. I do. It's just a lot of things going on, and this thing with Bunny is moving forward, which is great. But I also feel guilty about Princess, and the fact that it's not Princess's fault that I feel bad that I don't have the same experience with my son anymore. When I had him, he was too young to be playing in puddles like that. We played in the snow, I remember that, but it was nothing compared to whenever me and Caitlin, which is Danielle's daughter, when we played in the snow, when I pulled her up on her sled and pushed her down and recorded the whole thing. I mean, I don't have those moments with my son, and I want to have those moments with my son. And sadly enough, it's not as easy as just saying let me just go do that. It has to be something that his mother, one, has to approve of, and something that through two, we both have to kind of find a way to work through because we are in different places right now. So it's just a lot of things. I'm bringing myself down, but don't worry, I'm gonna bring myself back up. But right now I gotta go to bed. Jay message saying that oh yeah, we could watch TV. I'm like, I'm gonna have to pass on that. Rain, check on that, buddy. Already. I'm actually gonna, I'm going to bed after this, so already bed ready. Tomorrow though. All right. So yeah, there's that. I don't got anything else to really talk about. Nothing really good. Nothing like a good upbeat kind of thing. I was thinking about potentially trying to do something like some good news. A John Krasinski did that on YouTube for a while. It was really great. Something that me and Jay tuned into every week for the 5 weeks that he had it on. It was great. It would definitely pull up a lot of good emotions about mankind as a whole. And then he took a break, and then it ended up selling it to NBC, and now you have to pay to see it kind of thing. And he's not even really doing it. He's producing it, he has his hand in it. Okay, I want this, I want that, but it's not really him, and it's not the same. It feels different. And it might be a coincidence that whenever that happened, the riot started. Just saying, Mr. Krasinski, you might want to rethink what you did. You might not want to call, you might go back and do it again. You just can't call it, some good news. You might need to call it something else. Might just have to just call it good news and see where that is. But I need to talk to Hunter because he wants to talk to me about something. So I'm going to let you guys go. I was really going to go to bed too. Oh shit. Alright, so I'm gonna see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully I'll be actually able to sorry, he just sent me a message. Hopefully I'll be able to actually do this next week Sunday. I don't want to keep doing this on Mondays. Especially Monday nights. I definitely want to try doing these on like a Sunday. So hopefully next week, Sunday. And who knows, maybe next week I'll have some more good news for you. Alright. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Later.